ways, pretty face, he know. With no, cause I.
The Jazz coming down the tunnel earlier, ready to do battle on their home floor. And now, Greg, that we're into the meat of the season, are you seeing any emerging trends out there?
For a few years, the trend had been guys shooting from farther and farther out. But, Kevin, I think we're seeing a return of the big man, a more concerted effort to attack the interior.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Nurkic the pivot with Grant at the other post spot. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Anthony Simons. And it's Henderson in at the point. Pass to Simons. Got a piece of it. Now Markkanen to the middle. Wants to get it to Collins and does. Count it.
That's just great recognition from your big man, right? Markkanen is going to find the open teammate and put it on time and on target. I love this guy's passing skills. Well, it can't get worse than this. 0 for 4 to start.
Sexton for 3. No good there. Now Portland takes it the other way. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, I'm sure they're still enjoying that one. You love going into a tough building, tough place to play, and shooting the lights out. Nothing like silencing the crowd.
Here's Clarkson. The Blazers getting the bucket to the inside. Goes up on the block. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. The Trailblazers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter.
And Collins has shown to be a game changer on the floor. The problem for him has been staying on the floor. Has fought the injury bug his whole career.
For Collins, he has yet to play close to a full slate of games, Greg, in a single season.
Collins has missed time in each season he's played. He's young enough. A few years of good injury fortune can change the narrative, and let's just hope that's the case for his sake.
Now, here's Clarkson. 11-point game his last outing. George against Markkanen. 6 on the shot clock. Clarkson for 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
Here's George. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That's a tougher look than it seems, folks. Paul George's mid-range game is sweet.
Here's Sexton. Connects on the 9-footer.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
To the paint, stolen by Collins. Markkanen with it. George picks him up. Markkanen against George. Markkanen kicks to Sexton. From deep, and it's sent back by George.
Boy, Paul George making his presence felt on the defensive end. The length comes into play right there.
Henderson, no good.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
The shot by Sexton, no good. And so Grant will bring it up for Portland. In the corner, George with it. Fires from deep. Connects from three-point range. George has got 7.
Well, Paul George is excellent both defensively and offensively. You want to talk about 3 and D, he's got both.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz. And a moment here to recognize the Western Conference Player of the Month, Paul George.
Well, he's been an absolute magician when the ball has been in his hands. There isn't any aspect of the offense that he hasn't contributed in, and it's been a pleasure to watch. I mean, unless you are an opposing coach, then his play has been a vivid nightmare.
Free throw line jump shot. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Here's Hayes, and the layup falls.
Boy, his hard work on the offensive glass earning an additional opportunity.
1:56 left in the first quarter. Bledsoe taking his time here. He dishes it to Sexton. Lets it go from 11. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Well, this guy cannot get started, and the offense overall has been a struggle because of it.
You know, GA, something you notice about this Jazz team. They love to shoot the three. Statistics tell you that, and they tell you that.
And, Kevin, not only do they love it, they do it well. The two, sadly, don't always go hand in hand, but these guys can really hurt you from range when they get going. They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
1:09 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Bledsoe. Back to Sexton. No good on the triple.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Jazz trail by 7. Passes to Hendricks. Bledsoe against Hachimura. Here's Sexton, and it's Sexton slamming it down.
Well, if you've got the speed of Colin Sexton, put the ball on the deck and make sure you make good use of it.
Awesome rewind, courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And it's sharp missing. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Hendricks passes to Sexton. Hachimura grabs the miss. Right side George. Count that one. 9 points for George.
Oh, my goodness. Paul George under duress of exceptional defense. No problem.
And so it's Portland headed to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be back with you shortly. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. Nurkic the pivot with Grant at the other post spot. Then it's Anthony Simons. Then it's Justice Winslow. And it's Henderson in at the point guard position. Markkanen can't get it to go.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And there's Grant on the assist by Winslow. Grant's got the lead up to 9 now for Portland.
This guy is a high percentage shooter from this particular area. Because he can elevate off the floor, it's nice and efficient.
Here's Clarkson. Second chance effort. Good on the shot. Olynyk got his first basket of the night.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
And the pass to Simons. Shoots over Clarkson. Rebound, Utah. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And that was a tough one. They expected to play well and did, just not well enough.
You know what? In the end of the day, it wasn't as close as it should have been. There were lapses all night that led to the deficit they couldn't overcome.
That's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
All right, and wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness, the D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks very much. Now, some people call John Collins John the Baptist for how he dunks over defenders. He says, the game is slowing down for me. I'm able to see my spots. I want to continue to build on that and be looked at as a pillar, a guy that can be counted upon. Kevin, it seems he's hungry for more. Back to you.
He's a big-time dunker, that's for sure, looking to reach his full potential. David, thanks. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And sometimes in the closing moments, NBA games can slow to a crawl. Of course, you and I know that firsthand. Intentional foul. Replay reviews. What should the league revise in terms of that?
The most important thing they did is take some of the replay reviews and allow Secaucus to deal with it. That speeds up action. The fact of the matter is fouls and free throws at the end of the game are part of strategy. And yes, we need to be quick with replay reviews, but we have to understand this is strategic and important stuff that happens.
Simons finds Grant. Now Henderson. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Henderson's got 4 points in the quarter.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Eric Bledsoe. And the first time out of the game called here for the Trailblazers. And Utah making a change here. Sexton's checked in. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Henderson passes to Simons. Shoots over Clarkson, and it's Simons missing. And here's Clarkson. He brings it up with a jam. Last time against the Trailblazers, they lost in Portland.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Well, a tough first quarter for this guy. You'd like to see a shot go in. Nicely done.
Here's Henderson. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Clarkson outside. Outside, Sexton. Dishes it to Collins. Stolen by Henderson. Here's Grant. The shot off that time. And it's Utah the other way. Executing to perfection right now offensively.
I mean, in total sync. Good luck trying to stop him now.
Now Henderson. After Jordan Clarkson missing on that last three-pointer. No good from Grant. For Utah, they've gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Henderson against Sexton. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Utah calls timeout.
For viewers, timeout's a chance to check your phone, grab a drink, but for the team, it's all about business.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Now, here's Sexton. He's coming off a 10-point game against Indiana. And a look now at some of the players we can expect to see in this year's dunk contest. Always one of the great events of All-Star Weekend.
It is, Kevin. You just can't take your eyes off it. The ideas those guys come up with, and then the guts it takes to pull them off, always blows me away.
And you look at Henderson, sitting at the top of the heap. Looks like he'll be planning on an appearance at the dunk contest this year.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised with his athleticism. This guy has got the goods, no doubt about it. The hops are incredible. We'll just have to see what sort of creativity he can apply.
And so that's the breakdown as it currently stands. We'll be keeping you all updated with the latest info and, of course, our final list of contestants as we get closer.
Yeah, if they don't invite me to be a judge, I'm still going.
And here's Sharp. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Highland. Portland, no good that time either.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Outside, Sexton. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. On the wing, George. He's covered by Clarkson. Yep, that one goes in there.
Paul George playing through the contact right there. You like somebody who's willing to navigate traffic.
52 seconds left in the first half. Outside, Sexton. No good from outside.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Here's Highland. Drills it from outside. And it's a 5-point Trailblazer lead.
bringing that three-point percentage up quite a bit this quarter, shooting it well. The lead's going to get a little bit bigger if they can keep this up.
Inside. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Utah. Bledsoe comes in for Jordan Clarkson. Portland leading by 5. Here's Highland. 11 points for him in that last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And then there was his passing. When he wasn't scoring on his own, he was making plays for his teammates, and they just couldn't figure out how to defend it. Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Sexton with it. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And we finished one half of basketball. Portland out in front as they end the period on a 9-0 run. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
You know, right now for Utah, their record since the last rankings is a pitiful 0-4. Not getting it done, EJ.
Yeah, but I prefer to keep it positive. I hate to pile on, but yeah, they stink. And coming back to tonight's game and the first half, some light work for Paul George.
Defensively, man, no one knows what to do with this guy. Do you double him? Do you triple team him? How far do you go? Like, Shaq used to have that problem, Ernie.
Yeah, they used to quadruple team him, didn't they? Didn't they, big fella?
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You look at Paul George in this game, guys. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
John Collins is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Sexton. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. That's the group right now for Utah. Now, here's Clarkson. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Nurkic has got 7 rebounds in the game. Henderson passes to Simons. The 3 from George. Rebound, Utah. Down low, here's Collins. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. It's going to be on Jusuf Nurkic. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
And here's George for 3. The shot, no good. Now the Jazz take it the other way.
Well, in spite of the critics and the injuries, Paul George continues to produce one of the league's truly elite players.
Now here's Collins. The open look here for Sexton. No good on the 3.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Got that bucket in no time at all. George has got 14 points. And you mentioned the injuries for Paul George. Let's see, G8, the broken leg, shoulder surgeries, last season a torn elbow ligament.
And I'm sure there are a few others, Kevin. But give him credit to battle through and maintain his greatness. Tells you something about his competitive will.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
Portland leading by 8. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. A nice shot by Simons.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Now, here's Collins. And once again, off the mark by Utah.
Boy, as slow a start as you could have. Just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. It's a 10-point game. And finished off by Collins.
I'm sure his teammates love having a guy like Collins on the receiving end of those alley-oops. As fun an assist as you'll get.
Got a hand on it. And it's out of bounds to Portland. All retained possession. Kelly Olynyk checked in for Utah. Eric Bledsoe comes in for Jordan Clarkson. Pass to Simons. Nurkic trying to get open.
And nice pass by Grant. And this is what happens when you become a great scorer. You draw defenders, which often leaves someone open.
Jazz have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. And it's Sexton penetrating. Henderson pulls it in.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And George gets it to go.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Pass to Markkanen. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Good on that shot, and with that, the Trailblazer lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket there from Sexton. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Now let's take a look at some numbers here for Henderson. How last month turned out for him, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here. Leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense. Now here's Bledsoe. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. He gets it in there.
Well, one of the more fearless point guards we have in amongst traffic. Bledsoe making his presence felt.
Got that one up quick. George has got the lead up to 12 now for Portland.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
It's deflected, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. For 3, Olynyk. The rebound by Paul George.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Grant for 3. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Very good awareness from Grant. Just the ability to catch and shoot. So important to his growth.
Here's Bledsoe driving to the basket. And he banks in the lane. Bledsoe's got his third basket of the night. And there's a minute 45 left in the third quarter. Henderson against Bledsoe. Henderson dishes to Grant. Beyond the arc. Henderson kicks to Grant. Passes it to George. Just 5 to shoot over Hendricks. And again, it's Portland converted.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
The pass to Hendricks. Bledsoe with it. The dish to Sexton. Plenty of space. The rebound by Grant. Grant's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Henderson. And then Henderson with the dunk.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
Oh, as he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
Utah calls timeout. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Portland. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, the Jazz just need to take it a game at a time.
And I think for the Jazz, this has been a terrible way for them to kick off their year. They have to find a way to get back on track soon before this season gets away from them.
And there was such high hopes for them in the preseason. It's hard to believe how quickly these losses are piling up.
Now, here's Sexton. He has 6. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. And it's Sharp missing.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
Here's Bledsoe. Portland grabs the miss. Hayes has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Highland. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Highland's got a second bucket tonight.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
Here's Sexton. Misses off the right iron. Lets it go. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Portland. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. We come back right after this. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Trailblazers leading by 17. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, Rui Hachimura out there with Nurkic. Then it's Sharp. Then it's Anthony Simons. And it's Highland in at the point.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
He takes it in. They get it again. Pass to Hendricks. Another shot. And it goes down 2 points.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
Now Simons. Pass to Sharp. Shoots over Markkanen. It's deflected.
I think this is the next step for Markkanen, right? The ability to improve your defense and become a real factor. Send it back.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Pass to Henderson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
And guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
Now here's Collins. Markkanen inside the line. And it hung on the rim but wouldn't fall for him.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change. And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Simons against Clarkson. Sexton for 3. The Trailblazers pull it in.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
A putback, and George able to finish.
Well, length and will and skill. Paul George getting to work on the offensive window.
Jazz trail by 21. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Time called here. The Jazz decide to talk it over. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. Now, Collins. After Jordan Clarkson missing on that last three-pointer. Outside, Markkanen. The pass to Clarkson. Jazz passing it around. Clock at 4. And another shot. The Jazz with another miss. Portland leading by 21. A chance here to get a quick injury report.
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with the head athletic trainer for the Trailblazers. He said he turned his ankle, and it is definitely starting to swell up. You don't want to hear this news, as most teams are starting to hit their stride. So they're going to miss him while he's recovering from this injury. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Appreciate the update. Never like to see any kind of injury, Greg.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest parts of the game because you have little to no control over it.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
We're seeing a lot of pretty lively pregame dance routines from the players. You got any of that in your repertoire, say, before we begin a broadcast?
Oh, Kevin, I think pretty soon we should work out a few sequences. Get ourselves fired up. You game?
No. Come on, Greg. I'm not sure about that. But you go ahead and do it.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first half.
Simon's on the wing. Here's George. Drops in the layup for 2. George has got 15 points in just the second half.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here's Sexton. Pass to Clarkson from the arc. Clarkson missing again.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Time call here. The Blazers decide to talk it over for the Trailblazers. Hayes is checked in for Nurkic, and Winslow subbed in for Anfernee Simons. Winslow, the pass to Henderson. The leadership of the NBA Players Association, Greg, has said they support expansion. And 2 cities which seem to be the leading candidates, Seattle and Las Vegas. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I love both. Had the good fortune of playing in both cities, and I'd love to see a team in my hometown. But bottom line, more teams means more jobs, and that's the sentiment I think most can get behind. And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Trailblazers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket, didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Paul George.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Clarkson, he's checked in for the Jazz.
One of the things that's been said before, but it's so accurate, Paul George's ability to improve himself is really quite remarkable. This guy is always looking for ways to add to an already stellar game.
Back to Clarkson. To the left side wing. Shot clock at 6. Fontecchio passes to Hendricks. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Henderson with it. Now guarded by Bledsoe. That one good for 2.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
They set the pick. Clarkson for 3. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession.
Blazer substitution, Yusuf Nurkic.
11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And George kicks to Hayes. Shoots over Clarkson. Misses the shot. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who's standing by with our player of the game. Take it away, David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. And we could just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Alden, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.